Back before the sun even has the nerve to climb up, mist curling over the fields and hanging thick in the woods. I can still feel that shiver down my spine. One of those mornings where the crows sound angrier than usual, like they know something you don't. I've done this job, well, longer than I'd care to admit, and there's always been a sort of energy in the woods. Maybe it was nerves, or maybe, well, I don't know. You ever just feel like you're being watched, eh? I picked up the old chainsaw, gave it a test pull. The vibrations shake through your bones, that familiar way. Anyway, today was the big beech, his beast of a tree the colour of stone, bigger than any house, with branches stretching like the fingers of an old man. Climbing high, got to be 30 feet up, maybe more, boots sticky with dew, fog swirling below me. I remember Grandad telling me stories, when I was younger, about the watcher in the woods. He guards the ones that treat the trees with respect, he'd say, all serious, puffing on his pipe. And, daft as it sounds, I kept that up. Wee offerings at the roots, bits of oatcake, coins, sometimes a bit of whiskey if I had it. I know it's mad, but it's tradition. Maybe it made me feel, I don't know, safer, like the woods might remember me as a friend. So I left my little bit of oatcake and climbed up, just as folks have done for decades in this family. But I'll admit, that morning, something felt off. Like the woods were holding their breath.
Aye, so you know when folks say your life flashes before your eyes? Nah, for me, it was a crack. Ear-splitting, like the tree itself was crying out. Then I'm falling, looking up at grey sky, and my leg just gone. 1 second part of me, next something else entirely. There's the chainsaw somewhere below, my blood soaking into the leaf litter, and it's, how do I say it? It's a pain that takes the breath right out of you. The crows went dead silent. I tried shouting, tried crawling.
This is where it gets weird. The forest is full of bramble, right? Roots like old hands snagging everything. But I swear, trees sort of moved. Not like in a fairy tale, but the branches seemed to pull out of my way. Every time I got stuck, something would give, almost guiding me, you know? Might be the blood loss or the panic talking, but honest, some of those branches pointed forward, or shifted so I could drag myself through. There's one place, burned into my mind, where I looked up through this blur, nearly blacking out, and there's an ancient old oak, twisted and gnarled. Its lowest branch, the way it was bent, looked just like a crooked hand, beckoning me on. Was it real, or just my mind having a laugh? Hard to say. Only thing I knew for sure was, whatever it was, it wanted me out. Or maybe, it just didn't want me dying there. Next memories are hospital white, cold, sharp smelling. Surgeons muttering about miracles, asking how in the world I even made it. My leg, well, they sewed it back on, somehow. But things weren't quite right. I'd wake at night, sure I could hear voices whispering, just snatches like wind in the leaves, only indoors. Sometimes I'd find bits of leaf near my bed, or get this sharp whiff of, I don't know, moss and wet soil. When I finally got back to the woods, it was different. Or maybe it was me. Neighbours said I looked the same as ever. Some older ones joked I seemed younger, even. Nobody ever admits it outright, but over the years, folks started telling stories. That old framey never seems to age, they'd say. Seen him talking to the trees, having a right argument, or just listening to the silence like he's waiting for an answer. I don't know. Maybe I am. Halloween nights especially, with the mist, just like it was back then. People, kids mostly, but sometimes grown-ups, whisper that they've seen me vanish among the trunks, like smoke. Living legend or just an old man with unfinished business? Who's to say? All I know is, the forest and I, we're knotted together now. And something, somewhere in those woods, still keeps watch. Maybe for me, maybe for all of us.